Racing pigeons are a huge part of the pigeon hobby. The history of these birds and their relationship with man is a very long and interesting story. Unfortunately, this video only has time for the basics of this rewarding sport. These pigeons were originally developed for delivering messages, like an airmail postal service. They were used for this purpose almost as long as man could write a message. These pigeons were known in the beginning stages of development as a messenger pigeon, carrier pigeon, and homer pigeon. In previous centuries, they had no equal, as a human on foot or even a horse and rider could never match the speeds that a pigeon could fly from one city or town to the next, carrying a message attached to either its foot or body. Messages were even written on their feathers. These pigeons were very valuable during times of war as the most reliable messenger service. They were used to get vital, top-secret information from one area to another, often having to fly through heavy artillery and gunfire. Radio communication was not as reliable at the time and also easily intercepted by the opposition. There are books and websites dedicated to their heroic deeds during these times. Some of these pigeons have even received medals of honor for their heroic performances. There are monuments in the United States, France, and many other countries dedicated to these incredible pigeons. With the development of quicker and more reliable communication devices, the pigeon was no longer needed for these purposes. Fanciers came up with the idea of racing them as a hobby and sport. Over time, the racing pigeon has become even more specialized and faster. Their homing ability is truly amazing and has been studied in almost every country by leading scientists to try to discover how they do it with such incredible consistency. A few of the incredible features of a racing pigeon are: their hearts can pump as high as 600 beats per minute while they are flying and continue at this rate without slowing down for over 8 hours. They have been known to fly more than 700 kilometers in a single day. They have returned home even when badly wounded from gunshots, falcon, and other predator attacks, or from hitting almost invisible telephone or electrical lines during storms. The variables are unpredictable, but these birds on average always find their way home no matter what obstacles are in their way. They really are incredible athletes. Pigeon racing basically entails releasing pigeons from a predetermined point, usually from 100 kilometers or more from their home. The larger the pigeon club, the more pigeons will be released and larger transport vehicles will be used. The time of the release or liberation is recorded, and when a pigeon returns home, this time is also recorded. Special clocks, computer programs, and GPS units are used to calculate the timing of each pigeon. The pigeon's time is calculated to meters per minute of their flight. The pigeon with the highest calculation of meters per minute is the fastest pigeon and is the winner. It seems complicated, but if you get involved with a racing club and its members, you will easily grasp the basics of this sport. There are racing pigeon clubs all across Canada, and most are interested in helping new members get started. There is a national racing pigeon organization known as the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union that has a great website which will assist people interested in pursuing the hobby. A race starts with the release of the pigeons many kilometers from their homes. This particular video is what is called a combine race. Two clubs, the Calgary Racing Pigeon Club and the Edmonton Racing Pigeon Club, are releasing their pigeons at the same time and from the same location. Each club will have its winners, but there will also be overall winners. Once the birds are released, they will start to head towards home. Somewhere during the flight, the Edmonton and Calgary pigeons will begin to separate and try to find the quickest way to their homes. After a long flight, they will arrive home, quite often in small groups or one pigeon at a time. When a pigeon lands at its loft, they are usually trained to quickly enter the loft so that they can be clocked. No pigeon's time can be clocked until it enters the loft. Another very interesting and specialized pigeon is the roller pigeon. These pigeons are a performance pigeon whose special talent is doing backward flips or rolls, similar to an Olympic gymnast or diver. These little pigeons have been known to be capable of doing 8 to 12 complete revolutions in 1 second. This is one reason that it is so hard to get quality video of these performances. It happens so quickly and the pigeon becomes a rolling blur unless you have a very expensive video camera and a lot of time and patience. The website YouTube is a good source to watch and post videos of roller pigeons in action. Roller pigeons are usually kept in a small loft, as it is thought that this increases their motivation to fly and roll when they are liberated. They are usually kept in groups of 12 to 30 pigeons, which is known as a kit. They are flown at the same time and will fly together almost like airplanes doing maneuvers at an air show. A lot of hobbyists keep roller pigeons just for their own entertainment, but there are also serious competitions all across the world in which rollers are awarded prizes for their aerial skills. Rollers are basically trained by the owner opening the loft door and the birds are encouraged to fly. Sometimes a flag is used, which they soon recognize as a signal that it's time for their daily exercise. It doesn't take long for the rollers to fall into a routine and begin to fly as a unit or kit. Once the rollers get up to a height of 30 meters and higher, they will start to do their rolling. Quite often it takes one roller to get them to start rolling. It seems to be like a chain reaction. This is footage of a single roller shown over a few times so that the basics of the roll can be seen. Unless you're used to watching a kit of rollers, the rolling action can be easily missed. The definition of a quality roller is a controversial issue, as so many breeders have their own personal tastes. Some like rollers that only roll for a second or two, but roll so quickly that they look like a ball in the sky, and also return quickly to the kit. Many others like what is known as a deep roller. This is a roller that may drop and roll more than 20 meters and even as much as 50 meters before pulling out and then climb back up to a higher level and do it again and again. All types of rollers can be entertaining and sometimes breathtaking to watch. There are many different varieties of roller pigeons which have their own unique type of rolling performance. The Oriental roller is considered a rare breed, but is becoming more popular in Canada as a show pigeon and performance pigeon. All the roller breeds have become very popular in both the performance aspect and the exhibition aspect of the hobby. This breed is hard to set a show standard for, which has caused some controversy. There are a lot of breeders that only judge their pigeons for performance and others that breed for looks and color. Because they are generally a hardy and easy pigeon to breed and look after, many new types of show rollers have been introduced. Another type of performance pigeon that is gaining popularity in Canada are diving pigeons. The Donnock is probably the most popular in Canada at the time of this video, but others like Woodas and Dewlaps are also being imported. These pigeons are known for their high flying and fast diving skills, similar to a falcon. Some breeds like the Donnock also do spirals as they dive, which is quite a visual display of aerobatics.